So, why am I bringing up that kind of story? I'm bringing up the story because we can't rush to judgment. The same way the judge is just saying you're an adult. No, he did something wrong, but he's not an adult. You don't know his circumstances. You don't know what kind of demons he's fighting, what kind of mental issues he may have. You don't know any of that. There's no innocence for black men anymore. And that's what this kind of shows me. When I look at the undertones of this situation, this is just telling the viewer to desensitize yourself to black men. And it starts at this age. Let's take an assessment of his complete environment. Then come to a conclusion. Yes, he thought about it. Yes, that's all there. I'm not saying we should ignore it. But let's actually solve the issue, not react to what he did. Because these kids are coming from crazy environments. Mom on drugs, auntie crackhead, and you're just in this type of situation. What else is he gonna do? You understand what I mean? So,
yeah, I mean, it's deep. Like I said, I will never be able to relate to it because it's something that I've not really experienced before, either in Europe or in Africa.
And you hear a story like this for the first time, this place is crazy. That's the point. But now that boy turns into 24. You've been seen as an adult his whole life. Even someone else that's 16, they'll say, okay, you're an adult. This other one was like an adult. It just desensitizes you. That's the point I'm making. I'm not saying that he shouldn't get the consequences of the actions he made. Yes. Just do that. Don't talk about he's an adult now. That's out of line. Because now you're categorizing a group of people based on one action.
I'll still go back to my point. Mm-hmm. Don't let us give anybody the opportunity to do that.
Right? Absolutely.
Now that we know these type of things exist, let me tell you something. Things that you cannot fight that you cannot fight and win, you avoid them.
Absolutely. That's wisdom. But you need a dad to tell you that. You need a man that's gone through some. There's a reason why you said that. You probably had some experiences.
Yeah, because it means that you just be pounding your miseries. Because if I
compounding them.
Yeah, if you are 30 years old and I'm 11 years old and we're having a fight, if you come 10 times, you're going to beat me 10 times anyway.
Exactly.
So what's the point of fighting it?
Exactly.
I don't have anything that can give me an edge over
this.
So why do you
continue?
Want to keep?
It's a losing battle.
You just suffering.
Avoid.
So what you do is just avoid it and go. Now when you think you've, they also say when you're grown up enough is when you can ask for why your father was killed or why your father died. Because if you're a child, if you keep saying, why did my dad die? They can give you 10, 15 explanations. You might not be able to picture it. So, let's say you even want to revenge his death. Let's say someone killed him and you want to revenge him. It's not when you're 11 years old. Because you will not be able to understand the ramification or the strength of the person that has killed him. So when you grow up, you have a better sense of understanding. So what is this person's strength? What can I do now to go avenge my father's death if you want to? Or what actually killed him? But as an 11 years, as a 12 years old, you don't know. Even as a 20-year-old, I was still stupid. I was 20.
Right. So,
as stupid as I was at 20 years old, there are some things I wouldn't do. That's just the reality.
So there's some things you wouldn't do because you've learned.
Yeah, because I know there are some wars that I will never win, and I don't want to go into it.
Exactly.
I know wars that I can win. I know the wars that Patapata not draw.
Exactly.
But I know the wars that I will never win.
Right.
And I will never go into it.
Right.
Because I've seen experiences have shown me.
So
I've seen other people fall into that pit. And so I will never put myself in that kind of a situation.
Completely.
I tell people, in these times and age that we live in, right, people will trigger you.
Yep.
People, maybe for this young boy, maybe they had a fight.
And he was embarrassed.
Yes, and someone videoed it and put it on the internet.
Right.
And everybody is talking about
Right.
it. Now it feels like I need to do something.
Right.
But that's a trap.
Yep.
But for me, let's say the same exact thing happens to me now. Bro, I'm not even thinking of going to get a gun. I'm not. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do my own. I'll do something. I can do something different. I can go home and get a big poop and mix it with water. I'll put it in a bucket. I'll wait for you very close and just splash it on you. I can do any other crazy thing.
We're not advising anyone to do
No. I'm just saying I can do
anything outside of
any
taking
very
your life.
crazy stuff that you can think of. I'm just going to the extreme with that.
Right.
But I'm never going to say I'm going to take a life
Right. That's
for that at 16, not even at 16-year-old. So what I'm saying is that, see, as a black person, we have to do better.
yeah.
As a parent, as a child, as a grown-up, as a kid, we have to do better because we are in a situation where we cannot win.
We're losing.
all the wars.
We're losing our young boys because of this.
Yeah, because their mother decided to be a single mother. So what do we do?
Well, that's a conversation.
I mean, I understand.
I got you, but the point I'm making is that us men, we have to set better examples. 1, 2, we have to reach back. And 3, we cannot outsource parenting. If you're a single mom, you know you have a troublesome son. You have a son that's not listening to you, or that's, have puberty now, got chest hair, talking to girls, now he has confidence and stuff. And you know he's going down a bad path. Put him around men that can help mentor.
But this happens, and I'm not castigating anybody. I know we are also living in an environment where the government makes it difficult for you to discipline your child. Because they think everything is a conversation.
Because they think he is adults.
Yeah, government believes everything is a conversation, but sometimes it's not.
Okay.
Now, it's good I have a conversation. I also know that spanking does not solve every problem. So conversation is also an important part of it.
It helps though.
But yes.
It definitely does.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah.
And it's not taking a life.
No, it's not.
So even if he fought, it would have been better.
So let's say he was spanked.
Uh-huh.
But now he knows he cannot kill anybody. The mother would have still had him by now. He won't be going to prisons.
True.
So now let's look at it this way. There's something we do in Africa. And I don't say Africa, I don't consider myself as someone that was like really, really down, poor, was walking around without shoes. I don't belong into that category of people in Africa. So I'm not trying to form what I'm not. But regardless of your status or level of riches that your parents had in Africa, there was always one brother in the street or in the family that doesn't take nonsense.
Exactly. Thank you.
That even your parents, when they tell you, I'm going to report you to Uncle so.
You straighten up. Right away.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
There was that person.
Yes.
Either in the street.
That was
or
my
in
dad.
church,
I was afraid.
Or your family.
Yes.
That when your parents says, okay,
I'm
you want to go this way,
okay.
no problem. I'm going to call your
uncle.
I'm going to call brother so. I'm going to report you to so person. You already say, please, don't worry. Because when he calls you, he's not even spanking you. He's just
the conversation.
He's just having a conversation with you. You know, you're already in trouble. Next time your mom picks the phone and reports to you, you're gone. You're a goner. We need to be able to. I'm not saying every child in Africa have turned out right. No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we need to be able to have this kind of structure around us as black people.
Yes.
For us to be in a space whereby we can at least see fear and shame is what the society is taking away from stuff. And that is what ruins people.
Yep.
When you don't have fear and you don't have shame.
Fear for the men, shame for the females.
And that is
And
it.
it will just produce bastards.
And that is
They will just say it the way it is. I'm sorry, I can't.
and that is the problem.
That's
we have.
what a
Fear and
pandemic
shame.
of.
Yes, is what the society is trying to take away from people.
Correct.
And that is what we ruin.
Yes, that is precisely correct.
And
we need to do what you just said. I'm sorry to cut you. We need to have that community aspect. What you're saying.
Yeah.
Have the community, because it's the community that raises the child. You cannot do it all yourself as a single black woman. With a young boy, he needs a male figure to set him right. And the male figure should not be always be a cop. It should be someone in your close circle that can instill some fear and discipline.
I think in the beginning of our podcast, I think we said something like this. If you have a son or you have a daughter that requires mentorship, send us a mail. info@realafrounity.com. We'll reach out to you.
Yes.
We will pair your child with someone that we believe can be able to mentor and direct them into the right path.
Okay.
We are not just here talking about the problems. We offer solutions to these issues that we think are affecting our society. So reach out to us at info@realafrounity.com. We'll get back to you.
Yes.
Put an email, a phone number, or anything there. Let us understand the situation. Then we'll be able to help you out of this. Because we have to stop this.
Yeah.
We cannot help everybody. Not all child are going to listen. Some people like to learn the hard way. It's okay.
Let me ask you this. I saw a video, right, of a father and his 13 or 14-year-old daughter, right? She's not listening to him at all.
Yeah.
She's not going to school. She's not doing anything. She's bringing bad company over to the house, and the father's like, "I'm done. I can't do it anymore. You have to go. You have to go." Now he's sending her to her mom. How do you think he should handle the situation?
So, I don't understand the situation, and I don't understand how the daughter got to that point. Because there were always phases to what happens before a child gets to this point that you say. Now, as a father, you should have nipped it in the bud when it started.
She was with her mom.
Oh, no?
Now she's recently coming to stay with the father, and the father's like, "You're not listening to me. You're not going to school. I can't."
So listening to me is not shouting. At that point, spanking does not solve it anymore.
And she's older.
Yeah. So at that point, at 13, 14, spanking doesn't solve it. She probably had a boyfriend that is older than her that is doing BDSM and flogging her koboko already. So what are you saying? What spanking do you want?
The question is,
it's a conversation.
do?
It's a conversation type of thing.
Okay.
I think she lacks love. So the love she lacks is what she's trying to get in these people that she's bringing into her life.
So
she doesn't feel loved. Either by anger of my dad, where has my dad always been that I'm living with my mom and is not always present in my life, because now you are not a problem to your mom has shipped you over to your dad. But your dad doesn't even know how to handle you because he doesn't even know what to say, so he just keeps screaming at everything that you do.
And then he's like,
thinking
you
he's going
gotta
to
go.
solve that problem.
Right.
Now that you are screamed and screamed and screamed, you're not changing, then they are sending you back to your mom to go and deal with your problem.
Is he wrong for doing that?
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay.
Because he needs to devise a way. See, let me use men as an example. Men as in general, we are all like babies.
I see where you're going.
And
Go ahead.
in Yoruba we say, what does it mean is when you offer gifts to little children, they get used to you, they come towards you all the time. If you want to correct someone that is this old and in this age, you have to find a way to talk to her. You have to. indulge a bit, restrict a bit. Indulge a bit, restrict a bit. Then she drops one, she drops two. There's never going to be a shock that will change everything at once.
You see?
And that is the
That's
reality.
advice like that you receive.
and that's the reality.
That's true.
You have to be able to understand that situation and say, okay, what is it? Talk to her. Oh, that's your friend. Why do you even always hang out with that? What does it do for you? And she's like talking, we're cool, daddy, we do this. We're like, okay. This is why she likes this company. But this company is not good for her. So what can I replace it with? What are the things that can do?
So more strategic.
Yeah, you have to be strategic at 12, 13, 14. See, at 10, 11, 12, 13 and moving upward, your child has already built their habit already. Forget it. You can't, spanking and shouting cannot change it anymore. Except there's a heavy shock. And heavy shock sometimes, if it turns the other way around, you lose the child forever.
Backfire.
If you can, they've lost the opportunity to build the child's character when she was much, much younger. Now she's been influenced. Maybe they even did well, but she has been influenced. But you have to be able to remind her. Do you think it is... Did you hear of the boy that was in the UK that the father sent back to Africa? Then he sued the parents because the father said he was already joined bad gang and everything in the UK. There's always knife stabbing and everything. Then the father said, okay, instead of you to kill yourself in London because you're already involved in it, but I'm going to send you to Africa. Where go and stab someone in Africa. In Africa there's jungle justice.
Oh, shit.
If you stab anybody in Africa and they catch you,
It's over. It's done.
They will not wait for the police. You are gone.
It's done.
Yeah. So there is jungle
Done.
justice in Africa. You stab someone and you are not powerful enough.
That's the end.
Nobody will wait for the police. They will just burn you
Just
alive.
take you,
They'll
put tires
burn you.
around you,
Yeah.
put kerosene,
Yeah.
barbecue. That's
You're
it.
gone. So
I saw that once. I was coming back from school. I think somebody stole at the market. And they put tires around this guy. It was just flames everywhere. Everybody was watching him burn. I was
alive.
damn, alive.
So-
he was like,
Alive.
It's crazy. Yes.
why I don't support that is that sometimes
Yeah.
people are innocent.
Well, he's charged as an adult. So that's it.
Sometimes people are innocent, then they get burned alive.
I
Then it's
got
too
you.
late
I
to
see.
say, he was innocent too.
Got
You
I'm
So-
the one. Imagine who would say
So the
that.
guy was sent to Africa.
Dang.
Then the boy found a way and sued his parents in the UK to say, they are maltreating me, they came and dumped me in Africa. Then they went to court. Then the parents won in court. They won last week.
Wow.
So, but not everybody has a place to send their kids to. I'm not kidding. My girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of situations. Let me not even go. I've had a situation of someone that lives in the US that went to Africa, a child, and when they were in Africa, they took the light, and she felt she was blind because she never experienced it before.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, I can see. Because maybe they've not really experienced how things that last hours and hours and hours before. You don't know there are people that live like that. So, as a child, that you're living in the US here, you think everything is just perfect for you. And so you have I keep telling people, I don't have the luxury. I don't have it. I'm still in a space whereby if I don't put my body into what I'm doing, I don't get the result. And so I don't have the luxury to relax. I have to keep grinding. Every opportunity I'm busy, I'm doing this. Which means that I don't have I'm not at that rest state. But people are already in their rest state even in their teenage years because they feel like, it's okay. You don't even have to send me to school anyway because I will go and get federal loan and go to school. In Africa, your parents send you to school, they
Exactly.
pay for it.
Exactly. Somebody's sweating for you.
Yes. So you know, you cannot fail.
Yep.
Because it's out of the struggle your parents are making
That made you.
is what they are going to
gave
use
you
to
the
send you to
opportunity,
school.
Right.
And so if you decide to go fail yourself in school, you know you're already in trouble. So that is just, these are things that parents can do. It's not about saying, there's hunger in Africa. There's hunger everywhere. But it's just like, how do you engage these children to let them see you are in a place where there is still a bit of privilege? Build yourself with these opportunities you have, because if you lose it, it's over. And I understand that if everybody in your family has worked in McDonald's all your life, you might think that is the best place for you. So it is your duty as a parent to let your child see that. Although I might be working in that's what African parents do better. Although I might be working in McDonald's to make your life better, but you can do better than this. I am doing it for you now so that you can fly.
So that you don't have to.
And so I'm not saying I'm setting an example of McDonald's working for you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with working in McDonald's. I've done worse jobs before, so it's okay. Yeah, I've done worse jobs before. But African parents are constantly reminding you, I am working in this place so that you will never come and work here. This is not the best place for you. I don't want this for you. It is the pride in Africa that my kids are doing better than I did as a child.
That's what brings honor to you.
Yes, I want you to do better than me. You have to. In fact, you don't have a choice. You have to do better than me.
Do you think that in this culture they compete with their children?
I mean, if someone is shooting their son for not going to buy a car, I don't know. But you shouldn't be competing with why should they be competing with your children?
They're fighting for the same jobs.
Yeah, so that is it. So it's because the parent has not done the work of educating the son to say this is not the job for you.
But bro, in America, you have to be the example. You can't talk your way into.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
Your parents gotta be graduates so that they can even say, bro.
I can tell you as we round this up that a parent that did not go to school in any country in Africa, I can say it. I'm not saying everybody does it. 95%, 80% of parents that did not go to school in Africa, their children went to school.
Okay. Yes.
Because they made it a point from the beginning
that you
of
have
that
to
child's
do
life to say, you see how we are struggling. It's because I lack education. This is why we are struggling like this. Is this the life you want for yourself? Are you okay? The way you're seeing that you're asking me for money I can't give you. Are you okay? Is this the example you also want to give to your children, that they're asking you for things and you cannot provide it? I am struggling to make sure you are fine. I don't want you to struggle too. But even if you want to struggle in a different way, not this one that I'm doing. And so their children are not coming back to do that thing that they're doing. And you as a child, is already pressure. I understand it's pressure. That is why they say, Nigerians, they get to a place, they just put in the effort. It's pressure. Yeah. The pressure is on you. You cannot
fail.
No. Because your parents that have struggled to even send you to the US or send you to school, that you are not able to come to the US and do masters and get scholarship and everything, they are still waiting for the result. They are still waiting for the result. So, I don't see any parents saying, I work in a sawmill, so my son too is this sawmill business, so let's be doing. No. He wants you to own a sawmill.
Exactly.
So that other people can come work for you.
Exactly.
He doesn't want you to come work
for
in a sawmill. And
wow, that concludes
today's episode. Be on the watch out. Visit Africa with us is coming on board this year. We are expecting you. Let's go to Africa
Speak more.
and enjoy yourself.